Alright, what's going on, guys? So today I'm going to tell you how I got my PS5 and am now able to play Demon's Souls. And believe me, guys, I know the struggle is real with this, and I know how hard it is to get a PS5. I've been trying so hard, I just got ridiculously lucky. But I'm going to give you all the tips I got because I know how many of you want to get your hands on Demon's Souls. But guys, I'm not going to be putting any Demon's Souls spoilers in the video. This is just me running around in photo mode in one of the first areas and trying to take some good pictures, so no big spoilers in this, I promise. But before we get started, guys, make sure you're subscribed to the channel if you like Souls videos. I post Souls videos every other day, and right now we're going through Demon's Souls, about to finish that, and we're about to start Bloodborne. I've never played that game and I'm so excited, and I hope you guys will join me for the playthrough. Okay, so for the beginning of this video, I want to walk you through step by step exactly how I got mine and on what website. And then towards the end, I'm going to give you some accounts to follow to keep you up to date with all the PS5 news and the latest drops as soon as they go live. So I tried all kinds of ways to get my PS5 before I finally got lucky. I tried all the online drops from GameStop, Walmart, Best Buy, Target. No luck with those. I tried going to Walmart in person, waiting several hours before the store opened up to get my hands on one. No luck there. I actually made a whole video talking about how bad that experience was, and I would not recommend in-person walk-ins for y'all. I mean, I know Target might be doing those. You might want to check with your local Target and ask them if they have any news on that. And I know GameStop was doing this thing where you could walk in and order it in store, but you have to buy a bundle with that, and you're going to be paying upwards of like $600, $700 just for a digital version. I would not recommend that. I got mine at retail price, so I know it's possible. So the way I got mine was actually through an online Walmart drop on their website. I know there was a big stigma about these because there were a ton of scalpers getting in and buying the entire stock as soon as they went live. And believe me, they've been putting up a lot of scalper protection, and it's still going out of stock immediately. So that morning, Best Buy actually announced that they were going to have PS5s in stock sometime after 8 a.m. So I waited on Best Buy's website from like 7:45 to like 10 o'clock until they finally went live, and I was just watching somebody else's stream that was also streaming the event. And it was so crazy because they went live on the West Coast in like California to Colorado area, kind of. That whole region of the United States before they actually went live on the eastern side. So I think they're kind of catching on that releasing it all nationwide isn't the best option. They want to kind of break it up with their distributors based on quantity they have in what region. And this actually gives you a really good chance if you're on like the East Coast, because a lot of scalpers out of like LA and places like that aren't going to be buying up the whole stock for you. Once they actually went live on the eastern side of the US where I am, they were releasing them in waves, so like every 10-15 minutes they'd have a new supply drop. And with all the retailers that are trying to drop PS5s, the website kept crashing, the app kept crashing, and it just was not a very good experience. So I would not really recommend Best Buy, but I'm going to give you a tip. If you want to try to secure it from there, you have to make sure you know which store you want and which store is most likely to have stock on hand. So definitely 100% make sure you know which store you want to go to. You're probably going to have to travel if you don't live in a big city, because a lot of the smaller Best Buys are not going to have stock on hand. I know for me it was going to be like a 2 or 3 hour drive if I wanted to go to one that was actually going to have stock, and I was willing to do that if I could secure it, so I changed my location. And by the time I got my location switched, since I didn't already have my Best Buy set up, it was already out of stock. And there's a good advantage to this, so if you do it based on location, you're only going to be competing with people that are buying from that location. But the thing is, they're only going to have like 6 to 10 in stock at a time, so you really want to be on top of it. And I cannot stress it enough, make sure you have your location set at the Best Buy that is most likely going to have stock. And you might have to drive a little ways, but it's going to be worth it to get your PS5. So I didn't try to buy from GameStop because they have been doing bundles. I wasn't going to pay that much. And for Target, they don't really announce when they're going to drop. It's just kind of random. So if you want to stay on top of that, it's going to be a lot of work, but I wouldn't recommend it. So like I was saying before, the one that actually worked for me was Walmart.com, believe it or not, and that's gotten a big stigma because the scalpers are very heavy on Walmart. So like Best Buy had been doing, Walmart was actually releasing their stock online in waves, so every 10-15 minutes they were dropping new supply. And Walmart has put in place a lot of new scalper protection. I know they said they blocked like several millions of robots from getting in and buying the stock up, which is great for people like you and me who are just wanting to get a console for themselves. So that day, after not having luck with Best Buy, I got home and I saw on Twitter that Walmart was dropping consoles in 5 minutes. They only gave 5 minutes notice for their first drop. And luckily for me, I already had all my information saved on Walmart.com. I had my pickup, my shipping address, my card information all ready to go. And you have to do that or you will not get a PS5. Make sure you have everything in your account tab, your payment method, your shipping method, your identification, all set up and ready to go for when the stocks drop. Because once again, if you don't have that set up, you will not get a PS5. Okay, so how it went, it specified the time as 10 a.m. As soon as 10 a.m. hit, I refreshed, and catch this, when the stock goes live, there's a couple seconds after the time specified that it's not going to be showing add to cart, but that's okay. Just keep refreshing until you see add to cart. And once it gets added to your cart, if you have all your information ready to go, all you have to do is put in the CVV on the back of your cart in the little box, and then you can fulfill your order. So throughout that day, Walmart did about 10 of those drops. I had to hit every single one, and I did not get it until the final one. So there's a chance it might go out of stock when you're trying to fulfill the order, and it might keep it in your cart for the next drop. Now, I tried to do that on one of mine, and it didn't work for me. It kicked me all the way back out, and by the time I got the page refresh, they were already out of stock again. So I wouldn't recommend doing that. Go ahead and start at the product listing page and just go from there, because I ran into complications doing it the other way. And keep in mind, your order is not fulfilled until you get an email with your order confirmation number, and even then, I would be careful about that because there's a chance it could get canceled, so give it about a day or two before you get happy about it. I know there were some retailers that were accidentally overselling, so they had to go in and cancel a lot of people's orders, and as unfortunate as that is, it's just what we're dealing with right now. Now, it was also funny because I got my confirmation email, but my order was still in processing on the app and the website, and it was in processing for like 2 weeks. I never got a shipping email, I never got a tracking number, any of that. And then it just showed up on my doorstep. So they might be running into complications with all that, so if it doesn't get canceled within a day, then I think you're good. But that's how I got my PS5. I'm also going to give you some accounts to follow that will keep you up to date exactly when stock news happens and when the PlayStation 5s go live. So if you don't have a Twitter, go make one of those right now. I didn't have a Twitter, but following these accounts was the best possible way to hear about when they're going to go live. So the first account you need to follow is Wario64. They also post a lot of gaming news, so it might clutter your timeline or your notifications, but they were the best ones and the most reliable when it came to PS5 stock information. They were usually the first ones to post when the news broke. The second account you need to follow is PS5 Stock Drops. They post only PS5 stock drops, but I did notice they were a little bit behind on the news breaking. But there were like 1 or 2 times when they were actually ahead of Wario64, so it's useful to follow them as well. And then the final account you need to follow is GYX Deals. They also post PS5 stock drops, but they also post a lot of PC parts and all that. But I did notice there were a couple times they were the first to report on PS5 stock drops, so you definitely want to follow all 3 of those accounts. So if you're following those with notifications on, you are not going to miss out on any PS5 stock drops. They are going to keep you up to date, and they're going to be the first to report when it happens, so that is the most important thing I can say. But guys, I really hope you get your PS5 soon, and I hope you get to play Demon's Souls. I'm loving the game right now, but until we get some new Elden Ring information, there's not a whole lot to talk about. So I hope this helps you out quite a bit, and I'll catch you in the next one.
I let her test drive out in the west side. She get my best side. Girl, I know you see it coming on your timeline. You're just like fine wine, hit on my line.